Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be showing you how I made this triangle bralette top with a lace-up detail in the back. This sewing project is great for beginners because of its adjustable back, and overall is just a great closet staple. So if you would like to see how I made this, keep on watching. I made the cups by using my painter's tape method, which is me using painter's tape where the cups will be and drawing the shape with a marker before cutting the pieces and tracing them onto paper. Now for the rib band, I measured around my rib cage and divided that measurement by half for the front pattern, and eyeballed less than half of that measurement for the back to have a nice gap to show off the lace-up detail. This pattern can be used with stretch and non-stretch fabric. Here I am using a 4-way stretch jersey to line and a super sparkly 2-way stretch for the outer shell. I can already tell that I'm going to make this top in every color because of how versatile it is. Here I'm showing the outer and the lining pieces with the cups clipped together, minus our straps and our back loop pieces because they all wouldn't fit in one shot. I started by sewing together the inner and outer pieces of each triangle cup using a zigzag stitch. Then I moved on to sewing the front of the ribbon and the side pieces together. By the way, for anyone starting out, I highly recommend using a knit foot if you find stretch fabrics get eaten up by your sewing machine like mine. It makes life so much easier. Here I am repeating all the same steps with my sparkly fabric. It might seem strange why on a 2-way stretch fabric I'm using a zigzag stitch, but since this was my first project that heavily relied on getting a close fit on my bigger bust, I intentionally had the stretch being on the horizontal of the fabric for the cups and the rib pieces, making the fit to be even more forgiving. Now onto the back loops. Mine were 1 inch cut out. Then I tucked both sides towards the center and then folded them in half and sewed up the sides so they'd be 1 centimeter in width. Here I started out by hand sewing them, but you could definitely machine sew them, which would be much faster, but because of the type of fabric I was using, they tended to get stuck in my machine, so I went with hand sewing. Onto marking where the cups will be sewn. I took my time making sure the placement was right. After pinning, I checked in the mirror to double check to see that they were in the right place before finally moving on and sewing them down with a zigzag stitch. Once I finished sewing both layers, I pinned them down with my long shoulder straps between both inner and outer layers. Since I didn't film the straps being made, it was the same process as making the back loops, just longer, and thankfully I was able to machine sew these. Now for sewing the bottom, I tucked the straps into the cups to avoid accidentally sewing them down into the seam and zigzag stitched all along the bottom. And here I am taking our little loops and folding them in half and sewing them together with a straight stitch before inserting them into the sides. You don't have to do this. You could pin them in and sew them down all at once, but I just found it easier to do it this way because of the type of fabric I was using. And here are the loops inserted with the raw edges inside so that we have a nice clean edge for the back part of our blouse. And I'm testing the loops to make sure that the straps can go through with ease before sewing them down. And since this is our final step, I feel like it's time for me to come clean. The reason why the setup is different on this video is because I meant for it to be a TikTok video, but it was way too long, so it became a YouTube video. Still hope you guys enjoyed though. Thank you so much for watching. And here's the final product. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and a special thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. You guys motivate me to keep on making videos and to be as creative as possible. So thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're all doing great and taking care of yourself. And have a great day. Bye.